Hey there, welcome back. It's Tuesday, April 14th, 2020. And this video lesson is for Feed Me Pie and Divide and Conquer. We're back at it. We are working on problem solving with proportional relationships. Today, the problem states, write an expression to calculate a 15% tip on a cab fare of $D. So, a couple things about this problem. First, we need to understand what an expression is. An expression is when you write a number sentence, but you are not including an equal sign and you're not including the solution to your problem. It's just the mathematical terms that you're going to use to solve the problem, but we're not actually going to solve it today. So, how would you solve this problem? So, we are looking at this problem. We're going to try to find 15% of D. D is going to be our variable. So we're going on a cab ride. We get to the end of the ride, and the cab driver or Uber driver, whatever however you're being transported, says you owe me $5, $7, $10. There's going to be some fare. Okay, that's what's going to be represented as with our variable D. Now, we want to give a 15% of the fare of D. So how would we find 15% of D? How would you express that in an expression? Okay, well, the first thing we need to do is we need to turn this 15% into a decimal. That's right. We need to turn it into a decimal. So 15%, remember decimals, fractions, decimals and fractions and percents, they're all related. So 15% is the same as 15 out of 100, okay? So if we took 15 out of 100, another way of writing that would be 15 hundredths. So 15 hundredths, we have our 0, decimal point, we have our tenths and our hundredths. So 15% as a fraction would be 15 over 100. As a decimal, it would be 0.15 or 15 hundredths. Now, to write that as an expression, if you're finding a percent of a number, you are going to multiply. So we're going to multiply 0.15 and we don't need to write the multiplication sign, an X. We don't need to write a dot. We can just write the 15 hundredths right next to D, and that is an expression because when a number and a variable are right next to each other, that means to multiply. Now, another way, if we wanted to get really fancy, we could break up this 15 hundredths, and perhaps we could write it as 0.05. And then we could take that and multiply that by D, which would be our dollars plus 0.10 or 10 hundredths times D. And we have 5 hundredths plus 10 hundredths. And when we add those together, we get 15 hundredths. And that would be another expression that we could do. This one makes a whole lot of sense to me. This one would be one that you could use, but you're getting a little bit fancy. I'm not sure why you would solve it that way. So what we have done is we have written an expression to calculate 15% of the fare of D dollars. Now, there is no new work that is assigned today because I've given you the Friday before Passover and Easter weekend and the Monday after. Still wanted to provide these video lessons, but no new work is due until the end of the day today. Okay, so keep working hard. If you have questions, make sure that you're logging on during office hours, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., or you can email me anytime throughout the day, and I will get back to you promptly about any of the work or questions that you have. Keep working hard. See you guys again on Thursday. Thanks now. Bye.